Welcome to PVT Express News. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. And now, here's today's content. In the entertainment industry, where age is extremely sensitive, Tan Songyun stands out. Her baby face isn't just superficial youthfulness, but a unique charm that combines a mature, sophisticated aura with expressive style. Many actors have to rely on filters or even specific roles to maintain their youth as they age, but Tan Songyun seems to possess this ability naturally. Her soft facial lines, without overly sharp contours, coupled with her clear eyes, automatically associate her with a youthful appearance. But more importantly, her youthfulness isn't just about looks, it's an emotional state. The natural reactions and subtle emotions she displays in her performances carry an unpolished authenticity. This authenticity makes the audience willing to believe in the characters she portrays. In other words, her baby face isn't a limitation, but an amplifier, making it easier for her to enter the core emotions of a particular type of character. In an era that emphasizes contrast and the anxiety of transition, her existence reminds us that the most important thing for actors isn't constant change, but finding and consistently delivering their own unique qualities. This stability itself is a rare and precious strength. The vitality Tan Songyun exudes isn't simply liveliness or cheerfulness, but a long-term, stable energy output. Many actors can appear very energetic in front of the camera, but once they leave the role, they show signs of fatigue. However, in various interviews and behind-the-scenes footage. Even in behind-the-scenes footage, he almost always maintains a relaxed and natural demeanor. This state is actually a kind of psychological relaxation. He is not overly defensive, nor does he have a deliberate sense of business. When he talks to reporters, it's not like he's being interviewed, but more like he's sharing. This transformation makes it easier for the audience to resonate with him because he doesn't create a sense of distance. On a deeper level, this vitality is a kind of self-regulation ability. Being able to maintain emotional stability in a high-pressure filming environment shows that he has a strong inner balance. It's not that he's without pressure, but that he knows how to digest pressure. This also explains why the audience feels that he's like a little sun. It's not because he's always shining, but because he can find his own warmth in any environment and naturally transmit that warmth. The reason why the character Lemon is so touching is because his growth path is very realistic. He is not. Instead of starting from an ideal position, he became a CEO's secretary, a seemingly unrealistic goal. However, he didn't deny himself but chose to accumulate experience in his current role. This premise breaks away from the idealized success narratives in many films and television dramas. Most people in reality go through similar phases, doing jobs that aren't entirely ideal, yet finding opportunities within them. Lemon's value lies in the fact that he wasn't defined by his environment but gradually shaped it. His growth wasn't instantaneous but achieved through continuous trial and error, adjustments, and perseverance. He experiences confusion and setbacks, but he never stops reflecting. This dynamic growth makes the character more three-dimensional. Tan Songyun didn't deliberately amplify emotions when portraying this character but rather presented changes through details, such as his eyes. The subtle shifts in the character's resolute tone and behavioral choices reveal their gradual development, allowing the audience to unconsciously resonate with their emotions. One of the most appealing aspects of the show, according to the director, is its inverted use of the sweet romance label. Viewers initially expect a light and romantic storyline, but what is presented is a realistic portrayal of workplace pressures. The character, Lemon, is tamed by her boss, assigned challenging tasks, and even forced to run in the rain. All these scenes clearly reflect reality. This contrast creates a stronger emotional connection for the audience, because life itself is not always sweet, it's a constant tug-of-war between pressure and hope. The sweetness in the drama often becomes all the more precious after experiencing hardship. From a narrative perspective, this structure enhances the dramatic tension, preventing the audience from being misled by the story's inherent sweetness. The fatigue stems not from a single emotion, but from maintaining focus amidst constantly shifting emotional rhythms. More importantly, this mode of expression makes the character more believable. Lemon's success wasn't a stroke of luck, but rather the result of genuine hardship. This bittersweet setup transforms the entire series from mere entertainment into a vehicle for emotional projection. Lemon's appeal largely stems from his sense of boundaries. He's neither a compliant, traditional workplace newcomer nor an emotionally rebellious radical. He understands how to choose the most appropriate way to express himself in different situations. His intelligence is manifested on multiple levels: his observation of human nature, his judgment of situations, and his clear understanding of his own position. He doesn't easily reveal his emotions, but he also doesn't suppress his true thoughts. His correctness often comes after precise judgment. Strategic expression is actually quite rare in reality. Many people either choose silence or confrontation, but Lemon offers a middle ground, protecting herself while simultaneously driving the situation forward. Tan Songyun paid particular attention to rhythm when portraying this aspect. Her lines were delivered unhurriedly, with a slight teasing tone yet undeniable power. This subtle balance made the character both approachable and sharp, creating a sense of learning for the audience, who even wished they could possess such expressive abilities. The chemistry between actors often determines the overall viewing experience of a drama, and the partnership between Tan Songyun and Lin Gangshin perfectly formed a highly layered interactive structure. Lin Gangshin's acting style leans towards natural expression. His humor isn't deliberately designed but comes from rhythm and reaction. And Tan Songyun excels at capturing subtle changes in her partner and responding promptly. This catch-and-go approach makes their scenes feel exceptionally real. On set, their interactions often elicited laughter, and this relaxed atmosphere, in turn, influenced their performances, making the emotions on screen more natural. The humor that the audience sees isn't staged, but rather spontaneous. This comedic effect is built on a high degree of trust. Actors need to believe in each other's rhythm and be willing to relax their control to create genuine chemistry. This is why many interesting pairings don't necessarily achieve the same effect. Their success proves that acting is not only a display of personal ability but also an embodiment of interactive art. In career development, being typecast is a problem almost every actor faces. For Tan Songyun, playing young, girlish roles is both an advantage and a label that can define him. However, he remains remarkably calm about this. He's not in a hurry to shake off the label. Instead, he first confirms whether he is still suitable for these roles. If he still resonates with them emotionally and his appearance supports the expression, then continuing to act is a reasonable choice. This judgment standard does not come from market pressure but from self-awareness. He also clearly stated that an actor cannot play all types of roles. This understanding seems simple but is very important because it means that he will not blindly choose unsuitable roles in order to prove versatility. This selective abandonment is actually a higher level of professional strategy. He does not passively accept opportunities but selects them. In the long run, this approach is more conducive to establishing a stable personal style. In a rapidly changing industry environment, this clarity is a rare kind of composure. When Tan Songyun mentioned her lock screen wallpaper, she used a very simple one. The word comfortable lacks symbolic meaning and doesn't deliberately express emotion, it's simply a visual preference. But it's precisely this choice without complex meaning that reveals his attitude towards life. He doesn't need external symbols to prove his inner self, he cares more about the feeling itself. This simplicity isn't shallowness, but a filtered purity. Maintaining a love for simple things after experiencing complex environments is a skill in itself. He gives off this feeling unassuming, unsharp, yet consistently and steadily conveying warmth. This gentleness isn't weakness, but a manifestation of inner strength. In a competitive and anxious environment, such an existence is exceptionally precious. He doesn't need to be the most dazzling one, yet he can always be a ray of light that makes people want to linger. In an entertainment industry obsessed with youth and reinvention, few actresses possess a presence as quietly powerful as Tan Songyun. While many celebrities rely on carefully crafted images, dramatic transformations, or camera filters to preserve their appeal over time, Tan Songyun seems to carry something much rarer, an effortless sense of youth that feels entirely natural. But her famous baby face is not simply about appearance. It is not just smooth skin, soft features, or bright eyes that make audiences perceive her as youthful. What truly sets her apart is the emotional atmosphere she creates. Her performances carry a sincerity that feels untouched by calculation, allowing viewers to connect with her characters almost instinctively. There is a softness in her expressions that immediately lowers emotional distance. Unlike actors whose beauty can sometimes feel intimidating or overly polished, Tan Songyun's charm feels approachable. Her face holds both innocence and maturity at the same time, a combination that gives her characters emotional depth rather than superficial sweetness. She can portray vulnerability without seeming weak, optimism without appearing naive, and resilience without becoming emotionally distant. That balance is incredibly difficult to achieve. In many modern dramas, actors are pressured to constantly reinvent themselves in order to remain relevant. The industry rewards dramatic transformations, bold reinventions, and visible contrasts. Yet Tan Songyun's career quietly moves in the opposite direction. Rather than chasing change for the sake of change, she focuses on refining what already belongs uniquely to her. And that consistency has become her greatest strength. What audiences often describe as her youthful energy is not loud cheerfulness or exaggerated positivity. Instead, it feels like a calm and stable warmth that naturally radiates outward. Whether in interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, or casual interactions with co-stars, she maintains the same relaxed demeanor. She rarely appears guarded or overly performative. Even during media interviews, she speaks less like a celebrity promoting a project and more like an ordinary person sharing thoughts honestly. That subtle difference matters. Many actors know how to perform charisma in front of a camera, but maintaining emotional ease under constant scrutiny is far more difficult. Tan Songyun's comfort in public spaces reflects a deeper emotional stability. It suggests someone who understands how to regulate pressure internally rather than simply hiding exhaustion behind professionalism. This may explain why audiences often describe her as a little sun. Not because she constantly tries to shine, but because she seems capable of finding warmth even in difficult environments and naturally sharing that warmth with others. That same emotional realism is one of the reasons her character Lemon resonated so strongly with viewers. Lemon's story is compelling not because she begins from an extraordinary position, but because her journey feels painfully familiar. Instead of stepping directly into success, she starts from an imperfect reality, working through ordinary frustrations while slowly building herself upward. This approach breaks away from the fantasy-driven success stories often seen in romantic dramas. Most people do not begin their careers in glamorous positions. They work jobs that feel repetitive, stressful, or emotionally draining while searching for opportunities hidden inside those experiences. Lemon represents that reality. What makes the character inspiring is not instant success, but gradual transformation. She is not defined by her circumstances. Instead, she slowly reshapes them through persistence, reflection, and adaptation. Her growth is messy at times. She experiences uncertainty, setbacks, and emotional conflict. Yet she never completely loses her ability to move forward. And Tan Songyun portrays that evolution with remarkable restraint. Rather than relying on dramatic emotional breakdowns, she expresses change through details, the shift in a gaze, the steadiness of a voice, a slight pause before speaking, or a firmer decision in difficult situations. These subtle choices allow viewers to feel the character evolving naturally over time. The audience does not simply watch Lemon grow. They grow with her. One of the most fascinating aspects of the drama is how it plays with the expectations of the sweet romance genre. At first glance, viewers anticipate something light-hearted and comforting. Yet beneath the romantic surface lies a surprisingly realistic portrait of workplace pressure, emotional exhaustion, and personal survival. Lemon faces difficult bosses, overwhelming responsibilities, emotional humiliation, and moments of physical and mental strain. Scenes where she is pushed beyond her comfort zone resonate strongly because they mirror real experiences many viewers understand all too well. And that contrast becomes emotionally powerful. Life itself is rarely purely sweet. It is often a constant negotiation between pressure and hope, fatigue and ambition, disappointment and perseverance. Because the drama acknowledges hardship honestly, its moments of warmth feel more meaningful. The sweetness is earned rather than artificially inserted. This structure also prevents emotional monotony. Instead of relying on endless romantic fantasy, the story continuously shifts between tension and comfort, creating a more immersive emotional rhythm. The audience remains emotionally invested because the character's happiness never feels guaranteed. Lemon's appeal also comes from her emotional intelligence. She is neither blindly obedient nor rebelliously confrontational. Instead, she understands how to navigate complex situations strategically. She observes carefully, evaluates people accurately, and chooses her responses with intention. That kind of social intelligence is surprisingly rare in television characters. In reality, many people respond to conflict in extremes, either suppressing themselves entirely or exploding emotionally. Lemon represents a middle ground. She protects her dignity without destroying communication. She knows when to remain patient, when to push back, and when silence carries more power than argument. Tan Songyun emphasizes this trait beautifully through rhythm and delivery. Her lines are calm, measured, and occasionally playful, yet they carry undeniable firmness beneath the surface. That balance makes the character feel both gentle and sharp at the same time. Viewers are not only entertained by her dialogue, they admire it. Many even wish they possessed the same ability to communicate with such emotional precision. Of course, chemistry between actors plays a huge role in elevating any drama, and Tan Songyun's partnership with Lin Gangshin created a remarkably natural dynamic. Lin Gangshin's acting style leans heavily toward spontaneity. His humor feels reactive rather than rehearsed, emerging naturally through timing and interaction. Tan Songyun complements this style perfectly. She listens closely to her scene partners and responds instinctively, creating conversations that feel alive instead of scripted. Their scenes carry an ease that audiences immediately recognize. Even behind the scenes, their interactions frequently spark genuine laughter, and that relaxed atmosphere translated directly onto the screen. The humor viewers enjoyed did not feel manufactured. It felt lived in. That kind of chemistry cannot be forced. It requires trust between actors, trust in timing, emotional rhythm, and spontaneity. Both actors must be willing to release excessive control in order to create authentic interaction. Their success together demonstrates something important about acting. Great performances are not built solely on individual talent, but on emotional exchange. Another reason Tan Songyun continues to earn respect is her unusually calm attitude toward typecasting. In the entertainment industry, being associated with youthful roles can easily become both a blessing and a limitation. Yet instead of desperately trying to escape that image, she approaches it with honesty and self-awareness. She understands that not every actor needs to play every type of role. If she still emotionally connects with certain characters and can portray them convincingly, then continuing to explore those roles is not weakness, it is professional clarity. Rather than chasing roles purely to prove versatility, she focuses on choosing projects that genuinely suit her strengths. That level of restraint is rare. Many actors damage their careers by aggressively pursuing roles that conflict with their natural presence, hoping to appear more serious or mature. Tan Songyun, however, seems more interested in long-term stability than short-term reinvention. And in an industry driven by anxiety and constant competition, that composure feels refreshing. Even small personal details reflect this philosophy. When discussing her phone lock screen wallpaper, she mentioned choosing something simple and comfortable. There was no elaborate symbolism or carefully designed emotional message behind it. She simply liked the feeling it gave her. Oddly enough, that simplicity reveals a great deal about her character. She does not appear obsessed with projecting complexity or constructing an artificial image. Instead, she values emotional comfort, sincerity, and quiet stability. After spending years inside a fast-moving, highly competitive industry, maintaining appreciation for simple things becomes a form of emotional strength. And perhaps that is why audiences continue to feel drawn to her. She does not demand attention loudly. She does not rely on overwhelming glamour or dramatic self-reinvention. Instead, Tan Songyun possesses something softer, steadier, and ultimately more enduring, the ability to make people feel emotionally safe in her presence. In a world filled with noise, pressure, and performance, that quiet warmth becomes unforgettable. Please join the discussion. Feel free to leave comments. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all.